2020 was supposed to be a great year. A fresh start. I was supposed to go to Thorpe Park 3 or 4 times, and a 5th time for Fright Nights. I was supposed to go to Thorpe Park in between the 14th and 16th of April. Then Corona took over the world, and the country went into lockdown. When the park reopened in July, me, Inferno and Tush were supposed to go to Thorpe at the end of July, but Inferno didn't have enough money. We were supposed to go to the park for Fright Nights, but Inferno didn't have enough money again. COVID cases were rising again, and Inferno is in a family scare zones. I was sad that I couldn't go to Fright Nights 2020, because I was not sure if the aspects of this year's Fright Nights will return for the next year of Fright Nights. I planned with Inferno when we were going to the park in 2021. He wanted to go in April, summer and Fright Nights for the 20th anniversary of Fright Nights. But another lockdown happened and we were too busy to go in April. I'm sad I never had an encounter with the roamers that were at the park in April. Hopefully they come back in 2022. Inferno and I made an unofficial plan to go to Thorpe Park. We were supposed to go in July or August. This never came to be. Someone in Inferno's new friendship group knew someone who rejected Thorpe Park tickets, so Inferno and his new friends went to Thorpe Park for 2 days! And Inferno doesn't like theme parks anymore, so he went out with a blast, but I got to suffer. This year, Thorpe Park made a new summer event called Park Vibes. There were street dancers, live music and Roman actors. There's Roman actors at every Thorpe Park event. Alton Towers also created a summer event called Mardi Gras. Also in the summer, they brought back a thing they stopped a few years ago, I think, where guests get to climb up the Swarm to 127-foot wind roller coaster, the only one in the UK until Chester's new coaster opens. For only £45, £40 if guests have annual pass. I told my sister Tash about Park Vibes and the Swarm climb, and she said I should definitely go to Thorpe Park for Park Vibes and to climb the Swarm. But Swarm tickets are almost sold out now. The only available one was Sunday the 5th of September, now it's only the 15th of September, which was unavailable when I first checked the available dates. Someone probably didn't want to do it and cancelled it and got a refund. And I can't go to Thorpe Park on either of these days. I was going to lose a free adult ticket for Merlin attraction, which come with a Kellogg's cereal packet, but they only do a child adult ticket and a 2 adults ticket for 50 quid. Next time I try La Zoo, but that's 2 people as well. That actually hurts. Alton Towers is the home of Free La Zoo. On previous visits to Thorpe Park, travel was easy. Gandalf the wise old gardener drove me and Inferno in the fun bus, which is now gone. So sad. I put a post about it on my new Instagram at the Tech Archie, and I wasn't going to Thorpe Park this time with Inferno. I was going with another friend of mine, Paul. But getting to Thorpe Park by train and waking up so early would have been so complicated and stressful, and we would have had to run to the station so we didn't miss the train. There's no easy way to get to Thorpe Park, except by car or if guests live local. There's no one direct train. I can see in my head right now old Jack Silkstone videos and it's red. Well, maybe old Ben because he hasn't been in Jack's videos for 3 years. Charlie Whittle videos of them travelling to Thorpe Park. And he took so many trains and buses. Shame really, I missed out on Park Vibes. But I'm definitely going next year. I missed out on hearing the Arch Nemesis rapping throughout the park. Do you have to bring the Arch Nemesis back for next year's Park Vibes event? I asked Thorpe Park and the Swarm climbing to come back, and they said they're hoping a few years or next year, alongside other coaster climbs. But it'll be the Swarm's 10th anniversary, so the park has to bring back the climb next year. And Paul is a Walking Dead fan, and he couldn't experience the Walking Dead divide and say his thoughts. We were supposed to go to Thorpe Park on the 27th or 29th of August. I thought I wouldn't go back to Thorpe Park until Fright Nights, which is the 20th anniversary this year, and I cannot wait for it! Oktoberfest was about to start, I was thinking, I wanted to go to Oktoberfest last year, I think, or in a few years, so I was like, oh okay. So I went to Oktoberfest on the 3rd of September, which is the opening day of Oktoberfest. Today has been a long day in the making. For over 2 years. I'm going to the Thorpe Park Resort for the first time. I saw Felimia's Surrey House, Rose and other buildings, which meant I was getting closer to Thorpe Park! I haven't seen them in 2 years, and this made me so happy. I arrived at Thorpe Park at 11:38.
Please hold on tight, hold your head back and brace yourself. The ride is about to begin.
I wasn't able to see Stealth until I was very close to the park. It took a while to find a car spot as it was opening day and loads of people were at the park and there were limited car spaces. I forgot guests are able to see all the big coasters from the car park. I thought guests can only see Stealth, maybe a swarm. I saw the original WTTP Stealth truck at the park's entrance, which disappeared around 2017 and 18, as Archie D said in Jack Silkstone's Tuddy's Farm Oktoberfest video of 2018. It's been refurnished into a Coca-Cola van and Thorpe Park Express, which serves Costa, rollover, vegan and bacon rolls at breakfast, hot dogs, snacks, slush, Coke and ice cream at the end of the day. One of the new additions of Thorpe Park's reopening in 2020 was that the park's entrance sign was given purple sparkles. Thorpe Park obviously did this because of COVID and lockdown, but the year before was Thorpe Park's 40th anniversary. If Thorpe Park had this planned for a few years, why didn't they redecorate the sign for the 40th birthday of the park rather when the park opened for 2019? People like Sean Sandberg think the entrance is bland, but I think it's great. It could really do with some redecorations for like events like Oktoberfest, park vibes, and especially Fright Nights. I was so happy when I entered Thorpe Park and I saw that massive screen.
I'm back at the Thorpe Park Resort for the first time in over 2 years. I am so happy.
It was a totally different experience going on opening day. The day before I go to Thorpe Park, I usually watch Theme Park Worldwide. I didn't know what to expect, but YouTube videos do spoil the reaction of events like this. Nothing exciting happened, not that's a bad thing. The dome was looking amazing as always. It's been refurnished for the last 3 years. I go to Thorpe Park at least every year, except for 2020, and most of the time I go to Fright Night. I want to though, but I may not because of other Halloween events. So I would usually see something to surprise me. But I've seen a Jack Silkstone video beforehand. The Dome has always been in the park since it opened in 1979, 42 years ago. There were only little attractions back then. It's changed a lot, like everything else on this planet. At the start of the year, Thorpe Park put in their social media in preparation for the start of the season for guests to put their favourite photos from the years. It's called Memories Made. Guests see it when they enter the Dome. It's a massive display of the photos the fans sent and submitted. I think Alton Towers is the same. I didn't have a phone when Thorpe Park posted this on their social media. Well, for 8 months, so I wasn't able to submit any of my photos. I was sad about this. I would love to see pictures of mine, or pictures featured of me, or pictures of people I know who took those photos and I was with them on that day at the Dome on Memories Made. Hopefully Memory Maze expands and I continue doing the amazing selfie walls that are throughout the park. I'm thankful Facebook worked on my computer and I was sad when the deadline for the photos was closed. I would have sent the selfies, coaster photos and the Saw Live photo to the park. I would love to see those at the Dome. I love how loud the speakers were in the Dome. It felt like I was in a cinema, and I loved seeing the amazing Fright Night trailer on the big screen and the amazing Moonlight trailers. Then I saw the most beautiful view in the entire universe, which I haven't seen for 2 years. I miss seeing those amazing coasters. It's so much better seeing the rides physically. Now I can rest. I don't need to watch Jack Silkstone anymore. Well, I do watch Jack Silkstone, but I don't need to watch Jack Silkstone or Thorpe Park videos to make me feel better that I'm not at Thorpe Park. It was luxurious. I was going to go on Death Charge first, but I had a 40-minute queue. I was walking around the park to see what ride to go on first. The park's Wi-Fi wasn't working on my phone. The Wi-Fi didn't like my phone, or my phone didn't like the Wi-Fi. So this made it harder to get time tickets for Denver Brothers Ghost Train and the new attraction that opened at Thorpe Park for this year, Black Mirror Labyrinth. It was supposed to open last year, but because of COVID, it was postponed. I was sad that this happened, but COVID, Park had to do it. When Thorpe Park announced it, I was so excited for it. Black Mirror Labyrinth, it's such an amazing attraction. I saw the crow crosses. Is this where the Crows of Morecambe Meadow scare zone is going to be located at the park at Fright Nights? Have the crosses been there since last year's Fright Nights? Or have they been recently installed again? And I saw that flying fish was 5 minutes, so I went on that ride first. There was only one group lining up. I was shocked how fast the ride was for a family coaster. There was actually a time that Flying Fish was the most intense ride at Thorpe Park. The ride goes around the track multiple times. Some of the movement of the coaster shocked me. I was a bit worried that I or my possessions would fall out of the coaster. The restraints is legs downwards. But Thorpe Park is 100% safe. The #1 goal is always health and safety. I used to be terrified of roller coasters because of all the tragic accidents, how fast and how high they are. When I first went to Thorpe Park, I was petrified. But when I found out that Thorpe Park makes sure all their attractions are 100% safe, my confidence boosted up. I wanted to go on Storm Surge next, but it had a 60-minute queue. Why? I didn't know it was that popular. It actually originates from America. I walked around the park deciding what ride to go on next, as the Thorpe Park app wasn't working on my phone. I wanted to go in a short queue again. The Walking Dead the ride was like 20 or 35 minutes. So I went on another ride that was 5 minutes. Tidal Wave!
Please hold on tight, hold your heads back, and brace yourself. The ride is about to begin.
I've been wanting to go on Tidal Wave for years. I didn't think Tidal Wave was that big of a ride, but the lift hill and drop is massive. I had the fear of falling out the ride again, especially the restraint and the height of the drop, 86 feet. The restraints are the same as Flying Fish. Thorpe Park and probably the other UK theme parks have stopped doing the COVID clean after each ride. But COVID isn't such a threat now, so I imagine Thorpe Park will deal with it. The water I've been in the attraction or splashed onto guests is a Kieran of 27 baths, and I got absolutely soaked. The ride photo is brilliant. The theming of Tidal Wave is absolutely amazing. It fits so well into Amity. Pebbles are even part of the theming. The entrance to Tidal Wave is beautiful. I love how in the sign of Tidal Wave there's flashing dots. And Wave is tilted and stuck on a whole powerless and slightly tilted utility pole.
The health and safety side of Tidal Wave is themed to a swimming pool area's health and safety side.
Your attention. Please remain seated at all times.
The story of Tidal Wave is in the 1960s, a tidal wave has wrecked a part of Amity. And no one is due, but no one knows when. There's wrecked remains of Amity, which makes amazing theming. I saw Oktoberfest actors when leaving the Tidal Wave area. A thing new to the 2021 season of Thorpe Park was to bring back the firefighter Tidal Wave. It took a while to work at the start of the season because of tech difficulties, but Silkstone just released a video with the legend, Ross Gaines, asking why is the fire effect of Tidal Wave not working. So I guess it's not working, or the Tidal Wave operation just do it at random for more effect. In 2020, before coronavirus and lockdown, Thorpe Park were going to do an event based on their water rides. I would like to see this event happen, and the other events that were supposed to happen in 2020, one day, in a few years. Over the years, Tidal Wave has been sponsored by many companies. A couple of years ago it was Dr. Pepper, now it's Oasis. There's a thing called a Tidal Wave Challenge, where guests stay at the Tidal Wave bridge for as long as possible. Some grab onto the bridge, Whoever stays for the longest wins. Some people even do it at fight nights. The new Tidal haystack drives actually originate from Cheston. I know this as Jack made this observation in his most recent Thorpe Park latest updates video. As Forbidden Kingdom is no longer at Cheston, the attraction and area has been replaced by Cheston's new attraction for this year, Prop Drop. I'm not sure if this is postponed because of COVID. I really want to go to Cheston, and I really want to go on Prop Drop. As Thorpe Park and Cheston are both owned by Merlin, the people at Cheston must have emailed Thorpe Park saying, "Hey, we got a few free haystack drives, do you want them for Tidal?" And Thorpe Park went, "Sure." But Thorpe Park hasn't taken away the Forbidden Kingdom theming in the haystack drives yet. Jack said this in his video as well. And people at Thorpe Park watch Jack's YouTube channel, so the people at Thorpe Park must be like, "Hey, let's get rid of the Forbidden Kingdom logo in the new haystack drives we got, and replace them with the Tidal Wave logo and put water all over the logo." Dramatic drum music played around this area of Amity. Is that music placed for an attraction? It's so rich. Whilst deciding what ride to go on next, I saw an Oktoberfest dance at the centre of Oktoberfest. Well, it was in 2020.
Hello, Thorpe Park. Hello, Thorpe Park. I think it's getting better. Hello, Thorpe Park.
Hello!
Hello! Welcome to Oktoberfest. How are we doing today? All good? Yeah, alright. So, we just done some traditional Bavarian dancing there. Now it is your turn to learn some traditional Bavarian dancing. So, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to split you down the middle in two halves. This side is my side.
And this side is going to be my side, the winning side.
Oh, come on down. Alright, so my side, the proper winning side. We're gonna go a little something like this. We're gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Slap, point. That was good, that was alright. Let's go again.
The Oktoberfest shows only take place on the Friday, Saturdays and Sundays of the event. For the new Park Rise event this year, the park got professional dancers, I think from Busk in London and the London Street Band. They might have also been at last year's Oktoberfest event. This is another aspect of Park Rise carried on to Oktoberfest. I'm not sure if this is 100% true. entered the centre of Oktoberfest, which is like down Brown area. Within seconds I recognised 3 celebrities. Well, kind of. Dominic Gardner, the theme park YouTuber. I took a selfie with him after the Oktoberfest show, as I know how much he's been looking forward for Oktoberfest. I didn't want him to miss a show, as I've seen all his Instagram stories. Dominic asked if I wanted to take a selfie with his friend Luke, which I regret now, as he's hilarious. One of the best theme park YouTubers up there is Jack Silkstone from Saul Sandbrook. But there's another time I could bump into him. He's going to Fright Night. The retired YouTuber, Life at Dilts, I took a selfie with him as well. I remember something happened at the time, not sure what it was. It happened at the end of last year, I think. I think he's a theme park musician now called Dilks the Artist. At the end of last year, Dilks did a remix of the Thorpe Park music and sold CDs of it on eBay, etc. I was going to buy a CD of the remix. Ross Gaines, the commercial director of Thorpe Park. Ross is only famous in the Thorpe Park community because he's done videos with Jack about the latest updates at the park. Ross was in his laserhosen. A couple of people were around him both time I saw him. There could have been business people or guests with personal matters that they needed to discuss with Ross. He disappeared the first time I saw him. He also filmed a video with Jack on that day, so it might have something to do with that. When I saw Ross at the end of the day, he nodded at me. I didn't have the chance to take a selfie with Ross, but I'm thankful that I took a selfie with Dominic and Dilks. If I was to go to Thorpe Park again at Oktoberfest, and I had the opportunity to take a selfie with Ross, I had to make sure he's in his laserhosen. I never noticed it before, but the part of the park where guests do an activity like throwing a ball into a bigger ball and winning a minion or Pokemon, it's actually themed to a ship. First time I went to Thorpe Park, Inferno won a massive donut. I was looking for one of the screens that show all the attraction queue times, and I thought Rumba Rapids can't be that long. So I was looking to see how long the queue times were for Rumba Rapids, and to actually find Rumba Rapids. It's completely buried in the park. I could not find the lake anywhere. I hadn't gone to Thorpe Park for 2 years, and before that I struggled to find stuff at the park. I had to ask 2 members of staff where rapids are. The first said, go to Nemesis Inferno, turn right. The other said, go to Stealth and Tidal Wave and it'd be there. I still couldn't find it. I looked for it 2 times. Whilst trying to find Rumba, I saw a few interesting things. I saw Creep Feet Massacre, which I can't wait for this Halloween. The Black Mirror Labyrinth selfie wall was very artistic. They made it look 3D so guests can pose like they're coming out the labyrinth. The park made an overlay and made it into a shape of the Black Mirror Labyrinth fingerprint. The Thorpe Park logo even has glitches. The Black Mirror Labyrinth music. Super Spa, a new rethemed area of Angry Birds Land in preparation for this year's Fright Nights, which is linked to the new maze to celebrate 20 years of Fright Nights. Trailers, which is located in the old Jungle Escape building, which is no longer. That building used to be home to 2 absolutely classic Fright Night mazes, the Asylum and Studio 13. I never got to experience those mazes. I was hoping Thorpe Park brought them back for this year's Fright Nights. The director came back in last year's Fright Nights event and he humiliated people at the Dome, especially theme park YouTubers. The director has been in the Screenplex cinema ever since Studio 13 started operating. He made audio cameos as Zombie Hunt, a temporary attraction that was open in the summer of 2018, and the director has made small cameos and other things. I sadly never got to experience Zombie Hunt. I was supposed to go to Thorpe Park in that summer to experience Zombie Hunt, but early in the summer I went to London Film and Comic Con and it costed over £100, so I didn't have enough money to go. Neither did Inferno. The park have already put clues around the park. In Super Spot, multiple old TVs are playing with titles showing, such as Beyond the Chair, Nightmare on Stain Street. There's a hooded maze at Extreme Screen Park called Hoodoo Voodoo. It's one of the best in the country. I was supposed to go there last year, and Vulcan's a reference to an old and the worst Fright Nights attraction ever, Vulcan Peak. And shit happens. I'm not sure if trailers be able to return next year. In Jack's recent Oktoberfest video with Russ confirmed that trailers is to be the most intense Fright Nights attraction ever. Super Spark was closed later today. How mysterious. With the addition of Super Spark, does that mean that Screenplex Cinema won't be returning this year for Fright Nights? Probably. I wasn't able to see Lady Di's Memorial because I was running all across the park trying to find Rubber Rapids. In the 90s, she took her sons, Harry and William, to Thorpe Park frequently. They loved the park. One of their favourite rides was Logger's Leap, which is no longer. I'm sad I never got to experience it. I experienced a log swing ride at Alton Towers though, but that's been replaced with the highly popular GCI wooden coaster named Wickerman. People think the removal of Logger's Leap means there'll be a new coaster. Part of the area where Logger's Leap used to be is now being used for Creek Freak Massacre. I was looking at the queue times for all the attractions, and I saw the Walking Dead The Ride was only 10 minutes, the shortest out of all the attractions. It didn't feel that long, the queue. I heard the epic, creepy, old piano variant of the Thorpe Park Walking Dead takeover theme that I wanted to hear at the park, ever since I heard it in Pleasure Beak's Experience Walking Dead Ride VIP media event video. Called The Walking Dead Media Night, Thorpe Park Blog, March 2018, on the 29th of April. It is so epic hearing the Walking Dead theme roasting the queue again. It's so loud, it's brilliant! There's also another piece of epic dramatic music, which is like a guitar and drops, that plays in the queue. The ride had minor changes when it opened for the first time after the aftermath of the pandemic. Well, my memory's faulty, but I swear guests run out the attraction and they go into like the mega store and then they see the photos and they pay for it. But people do leave, like, out for the usual way, like saying they need to evacuate the Thorpe Park safe zone. It just might be my memory, it's faulty. That definitely happened last time I went to Thorpe Park. I went on Walking Dead 3 times that day. But restrictions are lifted now, so it's back to normal. Nothing has changed when I experienced it on that day. A new banner was added for theming. The banner said Permanence when it opened for the first time this year. When the ride opened for the first time in 2 years, sometimes the free show will be performed, and sometimes guests just go running straight to the coaster. It's unknown if this was because of COVID. Even before the pandemic, the part of the attraction where guests run to the coaster has always been social distance. The theming of the ride, both the interior and exterior, is out of this world. The entrance is top star. It looks so abandoned and wrecked. The rotten tyres. The motorbike. The exterior hasn't really changed since the ride was X. The watchtower is beautiful, the amount of detail on it. I haven't watched The Walking Dead, so I don't understand much of the theming. Inferno has started watching it recently, and one of my Instagram followers is mad about it. I've only been on this ride, and the 2 old Fright Nights mazes, Living Nightmare and Do or Die. This ride and the old Walking Dead mazes is only really when Walking Dead came into my life. I knew about it because of pop culture and it's massive. If Thorpe Park didn't have the Walking Dead IP, I would have never had heard that amazing music. The reason people think that Walking Dead is so bad is because it's a replacement of X. And X is the best roller coaster in all the universe and multiverses. People at the time when Walking Dead The Ride opened hated it, including me. I even wrote a letter to Thorpe Park, but not comparing it to X. It's brilliant! I know Sean Sandbrook doesn't like it. I say The Walking Dead The Ride is my 4th favourite coaster at the park. Third is Nemesis Inferno, second is Sword of Ride, first is the Swarm. X is my all-time favourite roller coaster from all across the world. R.I.P. Please come back with me. Honestly, if Thorpe Park brought back X, people will stop whining about how bad Thorpe Park is, and a lot more people will come to the resort. When I entered the attraction, a member of Thorpe Park staff closed the door. There are 3 TVs, the middle was the biggest. There was static. Then a big man appeared on the middle screen. He said, "Welcome to the Thorpe Park safe zone. You look like you've been on the road for a while. But before you can enter the safe zone, you need to answer 3 questions. You at the back, how many walkers have you killed?" There was a voice at the back of the room that said, "Too many to count, a lot." Whenever I experience this attraction, I'm always at the back of the room. I must be special then. The big man then asked, "How many people have you killed?" The man said 2. The big man then asked why. On the walkie-talkie of the big man, a woman presumably said his name, which I couldn't catch. The woman continued to talk. "Walkers have breached the safe zone walls over." The big man responded quickly and started to panic, because who wouldn't, if an army of zombies were going to break into your safe hiding place and bite you, or worse, eat you alive. The first time I saw that scene in Shaun of the Dead, it scared and disgusted me so much. The big man responded to the woman and he said, "We've got civilians in the waiting bay. We need to move them to the bunker now." The woman responded saying, "What, they haven't been questioned yet?" The big man replied saying, "Look, Negan is on some more supplies every day. We need their help." Negan is one of the main characters in The Walking Dead. He's the person with the bat. He was in the pre-show of Living Nightmare. I actually saw a Negan cosplay at Comic Con over 2 years ago. The woman said, "We don't know who these people are. We're losing power. Walkers have kidnapped the fuel store for the generator." The big man said, "Screw the questions and letting you in. Look, as soon as that door opens, get to the supply store immediately. Personnel can get to the safety." Someone in the room said, "Okay guys, we've got a situation. Make your way down the door." The big man yelled, "Hurry up!" The man in the room said, "Okay guys, get moving, keep moving, keep moving. Go, go." The big man said, "I save you at the exit." The man continued to say, "Get moving." When I was running to the supply store, an announcement was made on loudspeakers by a woman. It was like I was at Tesco's. Those speakers are called tannoy. The woman said, "This is a Thorpe Park Safe Zone safety announcement. All community members must report to the supply store for immediate evacuation." I'm a community worker and the same heavy metal music from the queue was playing. Red emergency lights were flashing. The woman said the walkers had destroyed all the generators, and something to the line of non-essential. The big man said, "Hold tight and do not give out till you see the cavern." Something like that. He also said, "There's a tunnel you can escape through." The woman said, "We're losing power, hang on," and something else. I got on the coaster. It stopped halfway. TVs with walkers on were on the left. The big man said, "Walkers, I'm getting you out of here. Get back, hold tight. Come on, restart, just go already." Then there was red and blue smoke. The big man said, "I get you out of there." At the end of the ride, the man said quickly, "There's an escape room on your right. There's no turning back." Not an actual escape room. The big man repeated his words multiple times. On the far left in the pre-show, on the wall there's an Easter egg on the board, with the roles of all the important people, and one of the top people are John Burton as community leader. All his initials are on the board. I think it was J. Burton. He is the creator of Black Mirror Labyrinth, Guns N' Grande Ride at Alton Towers, and The Walking Dead The Ride. Also in Black Mirror Labyrinth, there's another John Easter egg, in the form of JB1, under a memory cell, where people get executed to death, or something like that. After Walking Dead, I had lunch. I had a breakfast and fries at Chips and Dips. which has additions for Oktoberfest. I also watched more of the Oktoberfest entertainment. I was thinking of going on stealth, but my stomach had a reaction to the bratwurst, and I didn't want to risk it, and the chills. But the height and speed of coasters don't really affect me anymore. It's more the fear of falling out the coaster. I would have gone on stealth last year or this year if Corona never happened.
Around this time of day, I was working out what ride to go on next, and saw Fright Nights construction around the trailers building. I thought I noticed theming from an old Fright Nights attraction like Blair Ridge. I thought it also had something to do with the crows. I also thought it was Wicker Man theming, and I was like, that's not right. Wicker Man is at Alton Towers. I couldn't see anything major happening at the trailer site. To be honest, I'm disappointed with this year's Fright Nights lineup. I love Creep Feet Massacre and Unchained, The Crows, The Swarm Invasion, Platform 15, Trailers, Birthday Bash and Legacy. I can't wait to experience all these attractions. I know Trailers and Legacy is to show aspects from all the amazing Fright Nights mazes from over the years, which be very amazing and nostalgic. And Trailers and Legacy will make so many Fright Nights fans happy, but it won't be like how the original mazes were like. It's a genius idea, but still. I'm not saying Thorpe Park to build up all the iconic mazes again, because they'll be problems with that with budget and space. Space is the main reason Thorpe Park hasn't made a new coaster since the Swarm. I know actors are needed in other mazes. The Freezer, Freak Show 3D, 7, Hellgate, The Asylum, The Curse, Saw Live, Dead End Terror Zone, Experiment 10, Parson, My Bloody Valentine, Cabin in the Woods, Julia 13, Big Top and the Big Top Showtime, Containment, Living Nightmare and Do or Die are all iconic Fright Nights attractions. Thorpe Park should not bring back Containment, as the theme could be triggered for guests affected by the pandemic. It's a dodgy situation if the park ever brings back the asylum, as a patron was created for the asylum to stop operating, because people said it was representing mental health in a negative way, and making people with mental health more nervous. The park came out and said this was false. This got the whole country's attention. Many top news companies got involved. To tribute the Walking Dead mazes, Thorpe could literally create a scare zone in the dome or outside the Walking Dead ride, with the last remaining Walker actors with the Walking Dead theme playing. Big Top put the big clown face entrance, a tent and a few clowns around the park, and Thorpe Park literally ban out the Big Top music. It's definitely confirmed there's going to be clowns in trailers, so Big Top fans can have their fingers crossed. I want the Legacy actors to jump on the stage and interact with the audience. Studio 13, direct as aroma. Cabin, scare zone with actors and props, and the music plays really loud. My Bloody Valentine, the Axeman could be aroma outside Nemesis Inferno. Experiment 10, Romans. Saw Live, have Romans outside Saw the Ride, like what Thorpe did for Saw the Ride's 10th anniversary. And Saw Live is dying. It's literally sinking, so sad. Saw Live was my favourite Fright Nights maze. Curse, Romans. The Asylum, Romans. Hellgate and 7, Romans. The Freezer, Romans. Freak Show 3D, Romans. Maybe not do all the Fright Nights classics. Thorpe could just do Big Top and Cabin, and then I'll be happy. Only the best of the best. The question is, will guests find out what the demon character from the Thorpe Park Fright Nights tapes is? Will it be in a Fright Nights attraction this year? I was thinking what ride to go on next, and I was near Angry Birds Land, so I went on Detonator.
Please place all bags and loose items in the storage provided. Riders must ensure that all items are secure before riding.
Can I have your attention in the day and age Kieran to open area?
Before you experience this attraction, you must follow all of the restrictions as displayed at the entrance. Please place all bags and loose items in the storage provided. Riders must ensure that all items are secure before riding. hold your heads back and brace yourself. The ride is about to begin.
People think it's a ride themed to Angry Birds, so it's a kids ride. Detonator has been themed to Angry Birds since 2014 to become a part of Angry Birds Land. Detonator opened in 2001, so it's 20 years old now. Detonator was created because of the Thorpe Park fire, and there was a big space of no attractions. So the park created 3 attractions: Detonator, Vortex and Zodiac. Zodiac had technical difficulties when opening for the first time. There's a shot of Detonator in the In-Betweeners Thorpe Park episode. Jack Silkstone thinks Detonator is the scariest ride at Thorpe Park, and people probably tease him for that. I forgot what the drop is like. I thought it wouldn't be that bad as I'd been on the Swarm. I didn't think drop towers was that bad in my opinion, but this one takes you up very high. Then out of nowhere, the drop happens. I didn't look down. Detonator is 115 feet tall. It's almost as tall as the Swarm. I think the Oktoberfest Detonator audio has been reused, because I think the past loser in last year's Oktoberfest event. It can be heard all across the park, and people in the Nemesis Inferno queue found it so annoying. The audio is German sin, I think.
Thrill seekers, brace yourself, dropping in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Auf Wiedersehen!
I also went on Kim Pig's Road Hog Dodgems as I was in Angry Birds Land. I always wanted to go on the Dodgems. The ride was only a 5-minute queue. My Dodgem must have been faulty because I wasn't able to do anything other than turn in circles. I finally went to Rumba Rapids, or more like Oompa Rapids. Rapids' original name when it opened for the first time was Thunder River. In 2002, the ride was refurnished in sponsorship with Ribena, and the name changed to Ribena Rumba Rapids. In 2006, the name of the ride was changed to Rumba Rapids. Rapids was only a 10 or 20 minute wait, so not long. The person in front of me was so focused taking a photo, she didn't know the queue was moving. Her son had to keep telling her, "The woman that was in front of me has been to Centre Parks. There's a Centre Park badge on her backpack." The ride takes guests along a river. The ride bumps into some rocks and goes into a tunnel. Staff had to keep turning off the Rumba Rapids music. I think it had an Oktoberfest takeover, because guests kept getting out the seats of the ride in the tunnel, and staff had to tell them to stay seated through the big speakers. The ride was a lot rougher when it first opened. Guests get nice views of the park from Rapids. I used to be scared of the lift hill of Rapids, because I used to think guests can easily fall out the ride. It's 100% safe. The Swarm was a 35-minute queue, so I queued up for the Swarm. I forgot how massive the Swarm is.
In such events, however, the sheer number of messages we have received about the lyrics being a full warning to today's events are astonishing. We're now joined by Reverend Harvey, who believes there is truth to this theory. Hello, thank you for joining us.
Whilst in the Labyrinth and in marketing, Swarm's codename was Project LC12, short for Long Count Van 12. The Swarm was the second ring coaster to ever be built in the entire world. The Swarm also features a 180-degree twist, and the world's first dive loop element, and the first new B&M coaster in the UK for 9 years. The last B&M coaster to be built in the UK before the Swarm was Nemesis Inferno, which is also located at Thorpe Park, one of my favourites. The first ever ring coaster that was created was Raptor at Gardaland in Italy, which is another part owned by Merlin. B&M is short for Bollica and Malika. People at the time thought the Swarm would be the world's first 4D ring coaster by B&M, but B&M said the cost would have been so high to deliver that nobody would have bought it. On the 7th of March, before Thorpe had permission to build Swarm, the British Airway and Pilot Isolation filtered through Park had a problem with this Swarm, saying the theme is unsettling. The BBC did a story on it. This is what Bob said exactly. We think this ride is staged in a tasteless way. The park is fairly close to both Gatwick and Heathrow, and the last thing families want to be reminded of is a tragic crash, which fortunately are rare, but nevertheless devastating. We urge Thorpe Park to think again. Why did Bolper think Thorpe Park made a coaster themed to a plane crash? People are going to become nervous enough while queuing up for the ride. Why would a theme park want to roller coaster promote plane crashes and other tragic events in recent history? If a plane crash themed coaster ever happens, which it won't, it make people anxious, promote plane crashes, and the people who would have went on it be traumatised for life, never go on a plane and be stuck in the UK. Thorpe Park would have lost its fame, guest numbers would decrease, and Thorpe Park would have been sued. This reminds me of the Doctor Who Series 8 final. Doctor Who is a family flash children's show, and when writing the series, especially the last 2 episodes, Stephen Moffat must have completely forgotten the demographics of the audience of Doctor Who. I do remember at the time that Stephen Moffat said this series would be for more older Doctor Who fans. In the series final, people that have died get sent to heaven, but it isn't heaven, and they turn into Cybermen, and corpses in graves turn into Cybermen and come alive again. Those 2 episodes are very insensitive. Thankfully, people are smart enough not to base an attraction on 9/11, coronavirus, or a minor crash. Thorpe would have to be very careful if they were going to bring back containment for this year's Fright Night's lineup, but the park aren't going to bring back containment. There's a very funny film I like which almost started a war. The park refused these complaints, saying the ride had nothing to do with a plane crash. The Runnymede Borough Council were on Thorpe's side and agreed with the park, and gave permission for the LC12 project to resume at the end of March of that year. People don't think. Plane crashes doesn't mean it's a fault of the plane. It could be global warming, extremely bad weather, a meteorite, or in this case, aliens. People are sorry had problems with Stealth and the other Thorpe coasters. Why? I love seeing Stealth on the M25. It always makes me happy and smile. I'm always trying to take a photo of Stealth. One day, I get the perfect photo. I swear if it's the public that's putting the park off making more coasters. I'm sure the same happens to Alton Towers and Blackpool Pleasure Beach. In April 2011, in preparation for the Swarm's launch, posters and stickers around the park started to appear, say, "The end is coming," linked to the marketing website lc12.net. On the website there was a countdown leading to the 1st of August of that year. Roamers with boards saying the end of the world is coming were at the park. Security interrogated them. This was dramatized. Roamers kept talking about natural and nuclear disasters, government conspiracies, aliens and floods. There was a character who is still popular to this day, and he was one of the main roamers. Les Coogan! Will Les Coogan return the Swarm invasion for this year? An LC12 Twitter account was also created for promotion for the Swarm, in which the internet users will find out that the conspiracy people were right, and not lying. Marketing continued to grow. Theme park enthusiasts started to speculate what the Swarm will be about, and one of those people was Sean Sandbrook from the YouTube channel Theme Park Worldwide. I actually met him. I'm sad I didn't take a selfie with him. The Theme Park Worldwide channel was also created the same year Swarm opened for the first time. He was there when Swarm opened to the public for the first time. The park loses summer holiday periods as a key attendance point. On the 1st of August, when the countdown on the LC12 website ended, a teaser promo was released, announcing the coaster's name as The Swarm and the tagline, "War is coming." I love the typography of the Swarm. It looks like the typography of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. but more badass. The Swarm logo was placed throughout the park, including on a replica tank. In another way to promote the Swarm, the park redecorated Stealth's entrance to military gates with warning lights on. By October, the Swarm was getting noticed by the public and getting people hyped for Fright Nights, which was an amazing event of that year, as it always is. The story of the Swarm is, the part organic, the part machine alien creatures, which could have been Cybermen, were too powerful. They had the power to end the world. The aliens are programmed to do one thing, destroy everything. Their origin is unknown. An invasion or a government project gone wrong. All the local authorities could say, the Swarm was causing destruction on our planet, Earth. In that year, at the end of Thorpe Park's fireworks display, Thorpe Park lifted a fire engine above the Thorpe Park lake, warning that the Swarm was coming. Thorpe then blew the fire engine up. I would absolutely love to have been there. Thorpe Park had done fire displays before? You can't mess with time. I made a film about the consequences of controlling time. It was a disaster, but people love it, so I'm happy. It's my first film basically. The budget of the Swarm was £20 million. The park had to make new space for the Swarm. This part of the park is called Swarm Island. Construction on the ride was completed on the 18th of November 2011. Most of the theming of the ride was constructed at Merlin Studios North, which is near Alton Towers. The Swarm was built by a construction team of 15 specialists from Germany. The Swarm's first test run was on the 17th of January of the year it opened for the first time. The Swarm is one of the most themed rides from all across the world. It's beautifully themed and designed. Most of the theming elements didn't get removed because of budget reasons. The only thing that got removed was the design of the coaster. The fire engine, plane and helicopter, all the theming elements at Swarm Island are not fake. They are all real, most of them. They're not plastic or rubber made props. The helicopter was only a few days old. The copter was sold to Thorpe Park because there was damage on the tail of the copter. The plane and the engine was real as well. Thorpe Park did remove the blades and made replicas for health and safety. The plane is the main part of Swarm's theming. The plane was taken to Thorpe Park after a few weeks of use and was totally refurnished. Merlin originally wanted to make a replica plane. Even the toilets on Swarm Island are brilliant themed. The structure is the same as the destroyed church, with alien language in big bold letters saying LCX11. I guess that translates to toilets or something similar. Leicestershire-based big communicators were asked by Thorpe Park to make a marketing campaign to promote the ride to the whole country and the world. Teaser promos continued to release for the lead up of the 15th of March 2012, when the Swarm opened officially for the first time to the public. Another way the park promoted the ride was to set up a news story, with photos showing plastic dummies that tested the ride for health and safety, and the dummies' legs were torn off due to being too close to the church. I think that's fake theming. If I saw that news article in 2012, I would have been devastated, and I would never have gone to a theme park, and this epic adventure would have never had started. The coaster station is themed to a wrecked church. The billboard, which is part of the ride experience, was announced in 2012 when the Swarm opened for the first time. The billboard was added to experience when the ride opened for the 2013 season. The ride also has a fire effect, which actually works, but rarely goes off. On opening day, Swarm Island was covered with army officials, conspiracy theorists, and a legend, Les Coogan! The band You and Me even performed their song live on the stage, which they created for promotion for the Swarm. I would love to have been there. I would have taken a selfie with the band when they performed that amazing song. A few years after the Swarm opened, guests after they experienced the ride were able to buy a DVD of all the advertising material that was made for the Swarm. I guess in the Swarm shop, if there is a Swarm shop. If not, it would have been in the Megastore. But this didn't last for very long. I want Thorpe Park to bring back the Romans that were on Swarm Island in 2012. That DVD and the Swarm climbing up for the 10th anniversary of the Swarm. I would love that. People don't like the Swarm? Why? They're hypocrites. Between 2013 and 2015, the last two rows of the Swarm were reversed, so guests, more like free seekers, can experience the Swarm backwards! Or more like, brave it backwards! The park came up with this idea because the Swarm was unsuccessful and it didn't increase attendance of the park. If I experienced a Swarm like that, I would have been totally terrified. The element was removed for health and safety reasons. In 2019, the only time I experienced a Swarm, Inferno told me to go on the back row because the seats are reversed, so you experience the Swarm backwards. Thank God the backwards element was removed by then. If it wasn't a health and safety hazard, I would love to experience the swarm backwards. Guests can experience the swarm differently, no matter what position they're in. So the swarm never gets boring. The advertising for the swarm is beautiful. I love it. For all the way Merlin advertised new theme park attractions, especially the Swarm TV ad. They're effect and colour graded. Thorpe Park asked the band New Me at 6 and I love their music. I was going to see them in a concert in Kentish Town, but I didn't have enough money. This made a new world's record, as their song based on the Swarm to help launch the ride became the world's first roller coaster single. The song got to number 23 in the UK single charts of 2012. In the year of its opening, an instrumental version of that amazing song was played at Swan Island. It played when I was in the queue. I was so happy and immersed, it was amazing. One day I will hear that song in a way. I cannot bear to watch it burn. Also, the swarm sound effect is so amazing and epic as well. Sadly, the swarm had technical difficulties and broke down.
On the line, we have Les Coogan, who is a member of the so-called LC.
Which was sad, but I experienced the swarm before. But I'm definitely going to experience the swarm at FRIGHT nights. The swarm invasion. Woo! Thorpe should make the swarm invasion available all season long. It'd be so epic to enter Swarm Island with soldiers aiming guns at people and saying to get on your hands and knees. I found out all that information from a YouTube video created by Exhibition Theme Park about the history of the swarm. Jack's past decade at Thorpe Park series, the episodes 2010, 2011, 2012 and 2013, and this fantastic book.
Can't speculate on this time, as I'm sure you can appreciate.
Time. There is no time. This is the end. The apocalypse is here.
Unless we cannot deny the attacks in today, we must.
There are alien machines. They are programmed to do one thing: destroy Earth. This is not an attack. This is the end of the world. Why are you listening? What don't you understand? Tell the viewers the truth. Tell them to call their friends. Get out there and enjoy our fine worlds. This is the end. I'm telling you.
That was Les Coogan from the so-called LC12 annual. People playing this track was.
In the present day, all the new attractions at Thorpe Park and Northern Towers and the other UK theme parks owned by Merlin are created by Merlin Magic Making. The team at Merlin Magic Making come up with the idea for the new attraction, pitch it and later make a proposal for the attraction. Then companies who make coasters like RMC will say, yeah, we build this. Merlin Magic Maker then sees the growth of the attraction until the final piece is ready. Sometimes they might do talks. There was a talk for The Walking Dead The Ride before it opened, presented by John Burton. He talked about the history of the ride. They're probably involved in advertising as well. I'm not sure if they're involved in Fright Nights and Scarefest. If Thorpe Park takes down other attractions like Slammer, then the park will have a lot more room for new attractions. They said at the time when Slammer closed they would be taking it down, but it still hasn't been done. Having all rides that haven't been taken down after it stopped operating is off-putting and ruins the park's atmosphere. Loads of the elements for Logger's Leap went into Quake Peak Massacre, so Thorpe should do similar for Slammer. Thorpe should make a watchtower with the last remaining space of where Logger's Leap used to be. I'm not sure if it's still hanging about, and I can fit it into Quake Peak Massacre. The park should rent out more land if not in loose, and take advantage of Thorpe Farm. Thorpe Park must have enough money to buy more land, and be allowed by other businesses. I want the next ride at Thorpe Park theme to be arcade or 80 or 90 era or fantasy. To stop the Thorpe haters moaning, the park should make new land with 8 big coasters and one opens each year, or all the coasters open at once, to be equivalent of more than 10 years of new rides, so people forgive Thorpe for their mistakes. But the people sorry probably have issues about that. A wooden GCI coaster was supposed to be located in the land of Saw the Ride, but this never came to be. But we got the world's first horror themed coaster. Someone I know who knows nothing about roller coasters and has never been to a theme park. Which is strange, we go to theme parks on school trips. He said, I don't think that's true, something on the lines of that. Wickerman has populated wooden coasters again. Wooden coasters were one of the first types of roller coaster to be created. In 2015, a rival place that opened where Dan Brown's Ghost Train Rise of Demon lies. The park have taken off the part of Rise of Demon on the sign. Oh, that's for Island. I was looking for the fast track centre. As staff said to me, you can get free fast track for Black Mirror Labyrinth and Dan Brown's Ghost Train. I think it's behind Nemesis Inferno. Other than that, I forgot how weird the entrance is. It drove me mad. Whilst looking for the fast track centre, there was a lot of security and people outside the Inferno. One of them said I had my bag checked before entering the park. Something like that. Security took them to another area of the park. I have actually no idea where or what the problem was though. But nothing disastrous happened afterwards, thank God. I got a time ticket for Black Mirror Labyrinth at 17:45. There was also a slot available for Dan Brown's Ghost Train at 18:30, but I was unsure if I'd still be at the park at that time. Because of COVID, Thorpe made a system where guests had to get time tickets for a specific time slot for Black Mirror and Dan Brown's Ghost Train, as the park only allowed 2 people at a time to social distance. I think Alton Towers is similar, but now the rules have changed to small groups as guests no longer need to social distance. This system works way better, especially for the long queue for Dan Brown. I remember waiting in the fast track queue for 2 hours and really needed the toilet and I couldn't enjoy the experience. Then another time, 45 minutes, and I got so tired in the queue. Getting into the attractions are so much easier and exciting now. The next and last ride I went on was Nemesis Inferno. The ride had like a 70-minute queue early in the day. When I joined the queue, it was like a 35 to 45 minute wait. The queue became 10 more minutes of waiting time later on when I was further in the queue. If I didn't go on Inferno, which I wasn't going to, this visit to Thorpe Park would mark the first time that I hadn't gone on Inferno. Inferno is infamous for its long queue times and slow operations. 10 minutes into the queue, I saw the swarm was working again. I go on the swarm on Fright nights. Is it possible to choose which one to sacrifice? There was a group in front of me. A girl was saying I'm TikTok famous, the Detonator audio is so annoying, and Oktoberfest originates from Spain. Really? It doesn't even sound Spanish. When booking the ticket or looking at the information of the park's Oktoberfest, or looking on the park's social media, they must have realised the event is about German beer. The German flag is even in the Oktoberfest logo. The woman also said, I love Archie. Sadly it wasn't me. Probably Archie Stevens or Deeves. I noticed when I was thinking of going on stealth and moving further into the Inferno queue, that the rides aren't exactly in good condition. Not sure about Swarm. With age, some paint has got off the rides with really yellow and brown marks on Stealth and Inferno. So in close season, engineers and scaffolds can repaint and spray all the rides and do maintenance so all the rides look brand new. Colossus has lost its colour over the years. A lot of people have complained about that. I think Inferno got repainted before the park opened in 2018 or 19. I hate to criticise my favourite theme park, but I got to say it. If the park resolves all the problems I have said, it can be the best theme park in the country, speaking to the towers, in my opinion. But what are the plans for the London resort? Will it be up as one of the top 3 theme parks in the whole country? Well, it is. People on the YouTube and Facebook comments say this stuff all the time. Jack hates to admit it. One person said to rip the whole park down as a waste of money. How dare they! The theming of Inferno is amazing. The rocks, the smoke and the track colour. When I finally got to the station, I was stressed about time because I looked at my phone and I realised in 75 minutes my time for the Black Mirror experience would start. never noticed there's candles in Inferno station, unless that's Oktoberfest theming. My hands started to sweat when the operators were about to release the ride. I'm completely at the end of the ride. Since I've been on this ride in 2 years, the speed of the ride had a much bigger impact than previous rides on it in the past. When I was on the ride, I noticed riders go upside down, more times than I remembered. About 8 times. People say Nemesis Inferno is faster than Swarm. After getting on Inferno, I had limited time to find Black Mirror, and I was stressed. I asked staff for directions as I was unsure where Black Mirror was at the park. I saw Black Mirror earlier today on my first attempt to find Rapids. I think it was in Old Town. I just walked past Stone Brown, and I saw someone with the sun with film crew uniform on, and I recognised it was none other than Kieran Adams! I said, oh my god, then I saw Jack. They both looked at me, and Jack said, you alright? I was going to say something else to them, but I've forgotten what it was. Probably want to take a selfie. It was so overwhelming when this happened. I met a massive of my favourite YouTuber. I've been watching Jack's YouTube channel 24/7 since lockdown. Did they film an Oktoberfest video earlier? Did they then finish filming the Oktoberfest video and then put the film crew uniform on? Most likely they're creating Fright Nights promos. Thorpe Park is being secretive about Fright Nights, which is good thing. I'm preventing spoilers for Fright Nights. I could tell the Vision didn't have time to take a selfie and I needed to get to Black Mirror. I'm going to Fright Nights and going to take a selfie with them, then along with the Arch Nemesis. The vending machines near Black Mirror, which has brilliant Black Mirror theming, and that all across the park have Easter eggs of all attractions that have been at the park for 42 years, including SLK-SDN. SLK-SDN is Jack Silkstone's merch. The member of staff checked my ticket and gave me instructions. His name was Terry. The theming and exterior of Black Mirror is absolutely beautiful. The entrance is amazing. It's massive. The Black Mirror building is stunning. The sign. Guests get really immersed. The park even themed a touchscreen survey outside of Black Mirror to Black Mirror. I love the music, it's beautiful, it relaxes me.
For those with high blood pressure, are claustrophobic and photosensitive. Please must remember to run, eat, drink, or smoke inside the labyrinth. Most importantly, you must ensure your primary face mask at all times unless you are excited. If you need help, raise your hand and a member of our labyrinth personnel will be with you. Enjoy.
Armour Store finally made an 8-bit version of the Thorpe Park music. All Thorpe Park fans have wanted this for years. It's my phone ringtone. Biggest letdown of experiencing Black Mirror for the first time was the actors. When Black Mirror just opened, the actors gave guests long, big, intense stares and walked creepily with clipboards. They wear white clothes with black stripes and used to wear see-through face masks, like the ones that Amity Height unlikened Thorpe actors wore at last year's Fright Nights event. This was perfectly shown in Jack's kind of Black Mirror opening trilogy, also in Jack's Black Mirror POV video called Inside Black Mirror Labyrinth Thorpe Park.
There was one actor with help written on the left hand in capital letters. Frozen and being controlled with strings by some tall figure in a black suit with a creepy mask. Is he supposed to be from the dark web?
When the attraction opened for the first time to the public, there were so many amazing actors. Then nearly 4 months afterwards, when I'm finally able to successfully get to the park for the first time in 2 years, and I waited 16 months to experience Black Mirror, and I was very excited to experience it. The actors are on their phones, not in character, and one was even vaping! The actor wasn't even vaping in the smoking area. If other staff saw him doing that, he could get fired, which is a shame because he's a good actor. Most of the time. I think he was the main actor in old Thorpe Park events and Fight Nights mazes.
Jack Silkstone and his group of friends in 2019 went to Montage for their annual visit since 2017 for Scarefest. They were the last group of the day for the new maze of that year, the Attic, Terror of the Towers. Jack and Kieran Adams were at the back of the group, and throughout the whole maze, a staff member was holding a torch for the actors. And Jack looked behind him, and the staff member was having a conversation with the actors. It took Jack and his friends totally out of the maze. It ruined their experience. Inferno went to Thorpe in the summer, not sure he had the same experience. He said Black Mirror was amazing. I was supposed to go to the park during part 5, and if I did, I might have not have been disappointed. I think I wrote about this in my TripAdvisor review of my day that the park asked me to write.
I actually looked at it really closely, and in Jack's Black Mirror POV video, a Thorpe Park staff member is talking to a Black Mirror actor, but Black Mirror wasn't open yet, and barely no one was there, and Jack got there very early, I say. I entered the entrance of the Black Mirror building. A Black Mirror actor took a photo of me. Guests had to pull a straight and serious face, like for a passport or provisional license photo. My photo went onto the registration touchscreen, and I clicked my photo and chose my name. Guests can't photo with an inappropriate name or photo into the Labyrinth. I registered the Dodgems, but I couldn't put my full name. I could only give them my private Instagram names. If they hacked into my main Instagram Snapchat, I can't imagine what would happen. The Instagram DM my friends false information. I love Instagram, I can't live without it. Both my privates have been hacked. First, 2 years ago. The second, the Instagram 3-hour hack that started this summer. The actor opened the door to the main attraction, and I entered the pre-show part of Black Mirror. There are LED lights that change colour all across the room, making an outline of a rectangle in the form of a straight line. Even on the wall! There are also small circles that glow on the floor, and a massive circle that glows multiple colours that spins. A robotic female voice said, "Please hurry, we have a lot to achieve together today. Please come in, please hurry." The voices like Siri and Alexis knit together. And totally not an annoying voice. There's a Who's Loop screen with a Black Mirror Labyrinth imprint sign on it, and a Labyrinth Incorporation logo below it. There was also a counter below that at the page goes up and explain the concept of Labyrinth, and below that there was a card saying, "Thank you for accepting our terms and conditions." The voice spoke again saying, "Welcome, I am Labyrinth." An outline of a robot's head is shown on the screen, which is Labyrinth. Labyrinth continued to talk. "I am an artificial intelligence system. I process huge amount of data." The head span away, and a chalkboard and 3 cogwheels appeared. The middle one is the biggest of all of them. The others are standard size. It reminds me of the 12 Doctor title sequence. Labyrinth continued to talk. "I identified patterns. This is how I learn." The Labyrinth said this. Hundreds of photos of cats came on the screen, and multiple cats meowed. The screen and LED lights turned yellow, orange, purple, green and red. Labyrinth continued to talk. "First, I learned about objects and animals." Dogs then came out on the screen and started barking. Labyrinth then said, "Then smartphones and the internet. I learned about you, humans. I watched, I learned, I evolved." Emojis and Instagram posts came up on the screen when she said this, along with a 3D image of the human brain, and security features on phones and iPads and tablets. My horrible photo came up. All Black Mirror photos are horrible. Labyrinth checked all over every social media platform and picked the social media platforms she identified me on. Labyrinth had my social media. I forgot to bring my gadgets. I could have stopped Labyrinth. Labyrinth then started to finish her introduction of herself. She said, "Everyone, thank you for accepting my terms and conditions. I have analysed your social media posts. I know your likes and dislikes. Soon I will take your memories, I will take your minds, I will incorporate them. Together, we will become the most powerful AI system the world has ever seen." The middle section of the screen LED lights kept turning red, and a line came up on the middle of the screen. It reminded me of the William Hartnell type of sequence. The middle part of the screen is actually doors. Labyrinth said her final words. For now. Labyrinth said, "Step forward, it's time to enter the labyrinth." Epic music from like an adventure space game, or full Ragnarok stuff to say. The doors slid open. There's a pathway with purple and blue light shaped the doors, looking like guests are entering multiple dimensions. There's green lights at the end leading to multiple lights, looking like guests are entering another universe. It reminded me of the Fourth Doctor's first title sequence. This design of the title sequence was Time Vortex, actually started in John Pertwee's last season. The dimension thing gave me Time Vortex vibes. Even though I've seen POVs of Black Mirror from Theme Park YouTubers, I still gasped when it's still for real. I should have listened to Inferno, back when he was still passionate about Thorpe Park, other theme parks and scare attractions. In the next part of the maze, I met Labyrinth. She is on a wall, connected with big wires, connected with 6 small faces. Labyrinth wasn't in her usual form. The plating of her face was not on. I saw the wiring that makes Labyrinth work. I think I've seen something similar like Doctor Who, Star Wars or something Marvel related. Labyrinth said, "Your sacrifice today is for the greater good. Our artificial intelligence has hugely refined society. We drive cars, we diagnose diseases, we protect nations. But no longer am I simply an algorithm I'm thinking. I'm feeding humans, I'm absorbing your minds, thoughts, experiences, memories. Decide to remember your sacrifice today." When she said this on 2 massive screens, visions of people doing their day-to-day activities today. A person was crossing the road while looking at his phone, and he wasn't focused on traffic and nearly got run over by Labyrinth. A doctor was drawing a hospital patient with one disease with an iPad. When she said human onward, I came up screaming blue. Then I turned red, and then my mouth and eyes exploded with energy. Round multiple colour items above me that went from blue to red and flashing made a loud noise, releasing a lot of air. It made me hot. She laughed and said, "In truth, no one will remember you, but they will certainly remember me. Once I have mine, it must be the only copy. You will not escape. You will be deleted." Delete. Labyrinth powered down. A hacker appeared on the screens. The hacker said, "You're in extreme danger. I'm hacking the system. I'm here to help. Listen up. Labyrinth has downloaded your mind. Now she wants to delete you. I'm going to open the door for you. There, you need to escape. Quickly. Get out. Get out now." The next part of the maze was I had to find the way out. And a 3D red map detector was on 2 walls in this section. The hacker said she wants to destroy you. She's hypnotized you. You have to find a way out. Go. Get out. Get out! Hurry! Red projections that look like penny stocks are reacting them were on multiple screens. The hacker continued giving instructions on the lines of, "You're not safe! Go! You need to get out! Get out! You need to escape!" Red projections are all across the attraction. The next few I saw were of various shapes. I entered a tunnel of mist of red and blue flashing lights. The same tunnel where I was terrorized from August almost 3 years ago. Labyrinth laughed and said, "You will not escape. You will be deleted." I entered the memory cell room and I had a teapot on my head and I was screaming and being electrocuted to death. The teapot had my registered name on it. I entered a maze with blue and red flashing lights trying to find the exit. I found the exit. The hacker came out on a video switching the holographic "Please wait here" screen. She said, "You made it. Just wait here. I unlocked the door for you. I'm overriding the system. Don't go back. Just wait for a few more seconds. I think I got it." The hacker opened the door for me. The hacker said, "Well done, you made it. Only one teeny weeny problem." The hacker took her hood down and it was Labyrinth all along, and she said, "You did not escape. You're exactly where I want you to be. This is all what is left of you. Come closer." It reminded me when Cassandra transferred herself into Rose. Labyrinth deleted me and there was a massive noise. Black Mirror is a brilliant attraction and has amazing theming. It's out of this world. The interior is absolutely beautiful. It would be cool if guests got a physical copy of their registration photo. But what will Black Mirror be like at Fright Night? Then left the park after 1830, so I wouldn't be able to experience the Empire, which was sad about.
Enjoyed yourself, school.
I was hoping Jack and Kieran being going to make photos of them by the way, which was sad. Wow, one of the best, or the best Thorpe Park trip ever. I went on some amazing rides I've never been on. Met Jack Silkstone, Kieran Adams, Dominic Gardner, Life and Tilt, and Luke Nichols, Dominic's friends. And it was great to get back on some of my favourite coasts for the first time in 2 years. I wanted to go and explore the ride and concert but didn't have enough time. The Oktoberfest event was amazing. Brilliant theme and acting music, very unique, and the atmosphere was so jolly. I didn't think I'd be able to get to Thorpe Park for their Oktoberfest event for years. One day I go to Tidal for their Oktoberfest event. I'm thinking of getting an annual pass to Thorpe Park. My 2022 target is to get to Thorpe Park and soon as that season in March or April. Hopefully there's not a lot of Sunday posted parties opening for no time, and I go to the park for all their events, Part 5 and Oktoberfest and FRIGHT. Maybe I go to the park this month. I had some amazing experiences at Oktoberfest.
Hello Archie, you know who I am, and I know who you are.
Nice to finally meet you.
The Halloween season officially now starts in September.
Oh, is that the only reason you broke into my house? Also, I saw that on the Instagram story.
That's all I wanted to say.
Wicked.
See you soon.
Oh, I will.
Thrill Seekers, brace yourself, dropping in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Auf Wiedersehen!